Hello guys, welcome back to yet another amazing episode. In this particular one, guys, we'll be looking into a car which is known for being either a family car, or it's a car that you can really get to use when you're a person who gets to move around. And the car that we'll be looking into today is none other is the Volkswagen Passat. Sometimes back, especially here in Kenya, during the reign of Moi Kibaki, Passat were really popular because they were really being used by most of the government officials. That's to show you that this is a car which it's a car which can be very efficient, and in terms of reliability, it's a car which can get to serve you for a very long time. Because remember, a car to be vetted, and of course a decision being made for it to be used by government official. Trust you me, that's a car which have shown its value, and of course it would well. So we'll be looking into the Passat, and we'll be looking into different engine models that comes with this car, as well as different specs from the interior, as well as what you get to see from the outside. All that we'll be looking in this video. So stick around for that. I'll be your host. My name is Willie, and of course, if it's your first time coming across my videos and you haven't considered hitting the subscribe button, which is just below here, please do so that whenever I get to bring you episodes like these ones, you can always be notified. And of course, you can share your thoughts on the comment section. We really love that. So for now, just allow the intro to roll, and I'm going to see you on the other side. Well, as I said, guys, when it comes to the Passat, we do have different engine models. We have those ones which were powered by the 1.4 liter petrol engine. We also have the 1.8 liter, the turbocharged TCI petrol engine. And of course, we had the 2.0, the TDI, that is the diesel version. But there's usually that engine which is very popular among many, which was the 1.8, the TCI, the petrol engine, which was also turbocharged. So we'll be looking into that. We'll also be looking more on the details that makes this engine exceptional. And first of all, it's a petrol engine. The TCI, that's main focus because that was the most popular one. The TCI, I remember it was turbocharged. It's a petrol engine. Also with the 1.8 liter engine capacity, that's a big engine which gets to give out a lot of power. We're talking about around 160 to 180 horsepower, which is sufficient enough to push this car to its top speed. This car can get to accelerate all the way to 220, unlike most of the cars that we get to see around. Its top speed, most of them, their top speed is around 180. So that's something which made the Passat to be really exceptional. So remember, having a turbocharged engine, it gets to push this engine to its limit. Also, this engine, it's a four-cylinder engine, which they're in line. It's a technology which we get to see with most cars. And for the case of the fuel system, we're talking about an engine which came with a direct injection, which is very sufficient. It's very important when it comes to the fuel economy, because the engine can really get to economize when it comes to how it gets to consume the fuel. Remember, fuel is something which is a factor to always consider. So with this engine also came with the technology of the double overhead camshaft, which is very efficient to have the engine run smoothly. It also gets to help the engine to be very smooth, and of course the engine doesn't make those crazy noise. So with the double overhead camshaft, the engine can run smoothly. We are talking about an engine which came with 16 valves. In most cases, whenever we get to see an engine with a double overhead camshaft, it do come with the 16 valves. So we have four valves per every cylinder. Two of them per cylinder is to push in fresh air, while two of them per every cylinder is to push the exhaust gas. So that's something that you'll be really be noticing with most of the Passat. So apart from that, guys, we're also talking about a turbocharged, which also came with the intercoolant, which is important because we do see these cars case to be to cover long mileages, long distances. So for that case, we need an engine which can run efficiently without having any complication when it comes to temperature rising. So with this engine also comes married with either a manual transmission system or either an automatic transmission system. But majority, you will be seeing most of the units, they do come with a 5-speed automatic transmission system. So with the Passat, apart from its spare part being a bit high as compared to the normal brands that are common around here, like the Toyota, the Passat is a car which can get service for a very, very long time. So with these cars, the shortcoming was mainly the spare parts, as well as also in terms of fuel consumption. The Passat really consume a bit higher as compared to cars like the Toyota Premium, which is something that people also get to factor in. So those were mainly the shortcoming. When it comes to things like the performance, it was top notch. Things like durability, its spare parts, especially if you get to get the genuine spare parts, this car can really get to serve you for a very, very long time. So basically, those are the engine specs about the Passat. Now let's just go ahead to get to look into the other areas which makes the Passat to stand out. So let's quickly go to the interior specs. Apart from just having coming with just a very powerful motor, the Volkswagen have really tried to modernize when it comes to the interior and how you get to see the car from the inside. You're talking about big digital display from the infotainment system, which come also with a navigation, which is something which is a must or it's a necessity, especially in today's era. So with such a big display in the middle of the center console, we also have the dual climate control, which we have some units you'll be seeing they are incorporated both on these the digital display, which also comes with the FM, FM and the AM radio. So this car also, guys, it's very spacious. When it comes to things like the leg room, the headroom, this car is very comfortable, especially when you're a person who has that standard height. So when it comes to things like safety, we're talking about things like we have the side door airbags, the passenger's airbag on the dashboard, as well as on the driver's side we have that airbag which is installed in the middle of the steering. This steering also, guys, comes with some extra buttons. Mostly these are just extension of the infotainment system. If you are connected your phone maybe via Bluetooth, and you have an incoming call, you can just get to pick the call by just pressing those buttons. So that's also a safety features that it's among those things that are considered, because the driver won't have to lift the hand out of the steering, which is something which is very important because of the distraction when you are on the road. So looking at the how the seats looks with the Passat, remember I told you from the word go, it's a car which was considered, especially during the Kibaki era, to be used by a government official, and those are the interior specs are some of the things which really put the Passat top into the list to be considered, because looking at the interior, they have really tried to make it look fancy, luxurious. We have those units which comes with leather upholstery, but we do have also those ones which come with just standard cloth or fabric upholstery. But majority they do come with these that is leather, and of course these seats they are also heated, they're perforated to make you feel more comfortable when you're in there. So also for the case of the seats, you can get to adjust them by just pressing some buttons. We have some buttons on the side, on the driver's side. So we do have the central control, meaning you can get to do a lot of the controlling from the driver's cabin. So for the case of the windows as well as the side mirrors, they are all electric powered. You get to control them from that driver's point. So also another thing to note is that this car can comfortably fit around 5 passengers, three at the back and two at the front. For the case of the things like the we are talking about things at the middle of the that is at the center console, we have space whereby you can get to place your items, cup holders. We have ample space right there. So you can say we have these cup holders. We also have extra space at the doors, the door panels, as well as around here where you can get to place all your item. So for the case of this, that is the steering. can get to lift it or lower it according to your position if you feel comfortable. So this car, it's a car which have really they have really pushed or introduced very high-end aspects. Those are things that you get to see in most of the German machines. But for the case of the Passat, it's a very luxurious car from the inside. So let's just go ahead and now we get to look at what you get to see from outside. Well, looking from the outside, we have those Passats which they come. We have those ones which are the sedan. We also have the that is the wagon unit. So it really depends on the unit that you get to own. But all in all, in most cases, the engine is usually the same, maybe for the sedan or even for the wagon unit. So to start with, guys, from the front side, you can see it do comes with those high-end beam headlights, very strong. We also have the middle, the grill, which comes with silver linings, and of course, at the middle we have the iconic, the Volkswagen brand logo. So that's something that you'll be seeing with all the Volkswagen cars. It's a brand identity. So you'll be seeing that it's a very big W at the front as well as at the back. So there's some units which come with fog lights, but it's not a standard thing to get with all the units. There are those ones, guys, which don't have the fog lights, but remember the fog lights. Their main purpose, of course, is to boost visibility, especially when you get to cruise to places which have you have difficulties seeing what's ahead. So as I said earlier, we also have this lower grill, which gets to allow air to flow into the engine, into the radiator, of course, for cooling purposes. So with the Passat, it's important that you get to understand it's a car which can get to go to high speed. And one of the factors that get to assist that is the big wheel. So with the Passat, we'll be seeing most of them, they do come with a 16-inch, but it can also get to 50 to fit the 18-inch wheels, which is a factor which makes the rotation to be very fast, and this car can get to cover the distance very quick. So the big wheels also gets to give some reasonable ground clearance. It's not a car that you can get to use for off-roading, but it's a car which it's amazing when it comes to city driving. So because it doesn't have that big or high ground clearance, either way, it's a car which can get to maneuver in Kenya comfortably. So for the case of the side mirrors and the electric part, some do come with the side, the turning signal or the side blinkers, but it's not a standard thing. Some units will be seeing they don't have those side blinkers. What we're looking at right now is the latest, it's among the latest model of the Passat, the wagon version. You can see it's a very stretch with a big chassis, which gives the car also good stability, especially when cruising at top speed. For the case of the grill, we'll be seeing some differences depending on the unit that you get, but all these you can get to do some aftermarket upgrades if you need to. But all in all, with the Passat, it's amazing in terms of the look. Looking at the back, for the case of the wagon, there's a five-door with a very big boot space. Opening this boot door, you'll be seeing more space, of course, to place your luggages if you need to. And of course, the iconic Passat logo, you'll always be getting it right there. So I can see the side mirrors, they're also foldable. And for the case, guys, it's important that you get to understand either the sedan or the wagon version, they get to use either the 16 or the 18-inch wheel. So basically, that's all when it comes to the Passat. Talk to me if you have owned one, you have experienced one, and I will really appreciate. That's what I had for you in this one. I'll see you in the next one. Peace, guys.